Okay, we're back and we're set up on the hub of this trailer. This trailer here is a 3,000 pound GVW. So when you order these here, you want to make sure that you're getting the correct hub. 5 bolt hub, and how they measure these hubs. If you measure your bolt distance is from the edge of the bolt here, skip a bolt to the center of this bolt. So the edge of this bolt to the center of this lug nut, I should say. This one here is 4.5. And so that's going to be my grouping for there. Got an order, went on eBay, I believe is where I got those. So here we have a bearing buddy. Let's see how tight this thing is. Yeah, that's what I thought. We'll have to. I'm not getting rough with it. I'm just kind of hitting it in a motion like this here to encourage it to back itself out. You see it's starting to come up here. Okay, let's see if we can grab it with the channel locks now. There we go. I gotta tell you, that puppy, she's tight. There it is. Okay, so here's our bearing buddy. So do have some grease in there. Here's the grease fitting right here. Now set this down here on our rag. Let's get a rag and let's clean some of this out. See what we have here. We should have a cotter key. We should be looking for a cotter key to take the jam nut off. Let's see here. What's going on? What's going on? Wow, look at this. The axle is tapped for a grease fitting, so it must be gun drilled back. So we should see a wheat pole back in here someplace on this axle. So let's what's going on here? We don't have a grease fitting. What we have is one of these locks to hold this on. Okay. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have a. You can see the lock is how this works is it's working off of, there's a tang right here that goes on the flat spot of the axle right here. That'll hold this bolt, the nut rather, from spinning. So what I like to do is I like to set things down in the order I take them off. That way it's easy to get them back on. Okay, so here we go. We got our jam nut. Yeah, I'd say that was about right. Let's get this off. Okay. Well, while I'm working on this here, big shout out to my boys at Buy It, Break It, Fix It. And Ben Brubaker has that channel. I encourage you to go over and check it out. RC cars, man, those guys they're awesome. Some of the stuff they do with those cars is incredible. Okay, so here we go. We got the washer. There we go. And it has a flat spot that marries up with a flat spot on the side of the axle. We have the, as if it matters, but let's take a look at this bearing. This bearing doesn't seem too bad. Let's pull this hub off. There we go. Okay. And this is the seal. And here's our our axle. Let's clean this off. Okay. All right, we have a tapered axle here. Check this out. We got a tapered axle. So we have here's what happens. The grease seal rides up here. Your inner bearing rides here, the race and out there, it rides right here. And your outer bearing is riding right here. So these are two different diameters. So when you go to order this, you have to order for a tapered axle. Otherwise, it's not going to fit. All right. Not too bad. Let's brake clean. We'll take a little brake clean and clean that off. Making sure everything's clean, it's really important. You put new parts on a dirty surface, you could damage your new parts. Now I'm a little confused here because we have a bearing buddy, but then we have a grease zert right here. The grease zert, here's the weep hole for it. It's on this side over here. So the grease zert, when you put grease in this here, it forces grease back and it greases it from the inside out to the outer bearing. Whereas bearing buddy, you're putting grease in here and it's pushing it through this bearing here into the inner bearing. So I'm going to have to look at this and see if I want to keep this grease fitting in here. So we're going to take a little break here. I'm going to clean up bearing buddy. And oh, by the way, hey, I want to show you this. Picked up this light at Harbor Freight. Pretty nice light. Whoa, check it out. All right, so I picked up this light, Braun, at Harbor Freight, and I'll tell you what, I really like it. You can adjust it all kinds of ways. It turns, and I mean, this is kind. I guess this is kind of a review. And right here is where you plug it in. Plug it in right here to charge it up. So yeah, and it has a magnet on the end here. And let's see here what all it does there. Okay, so we have, what's going on here? Oh, there we go. And it has a little light on the end here as well that works it. So you have to hit it in sequence. But yeah, bright. And hey, when it dulls out, what do? We just plug her in. And it'll also work whenever you have it plugged in as well. Bag. Let's clean that up. Okay. I'll tell you what, at one time, I mean, somebody really took a lot of pride in this trailer. They bought the chrome bearing buddies. Pretty nice, actually. I'm going to put them back in. No doubt about that. Yeah, we'll reuse those. Great idea. I'm just not so sure about that grease fitting. I'll have to look at that once. See what's happening. Okay. So let's head back over and we'll put all this stuff back together, right? We'll put this back on, give her some grease. Maybe put the tire back on. I'm not sure. I want to paint the rims, so I might not put those back on, but you'll get the general idea for changing these out and cleaning them up. So it's always a good idea to check the bolt pattern, you know, stick it through your rim, and you know, I've already done that. Comes with a bunch of parts here. Got some lug nuts. Let's see what all we got here. Hey, check it out. Got a bearing buddy in it. Get out. Well, let's see here. No, it ain't. No, it isn't. It's just a dust cap. See here? Nothing in it. It's just a dust cap. Comes with a new dust cap. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. It does. It has the castle nut. See, it's named after a castle nut on there. Let's see if it fits. We just might use that. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, we're in business. Cooking with gas now. You know, I'm a little, I never saw an axle that was drilled like this, and it greases from the inside. So I think I'm going to leave that grease fitting in there. And so we also have our box. Oh, they give you a Carter key, which we don't use. We don't need that for this here because we don't have a hole going through the what you call it, shaft, the axle shaft. We don't have a hole going through there. Okay, nice and clean. All right, now let's. I think I'm going to get a little bit of grease and put on there because I don't like to slide on dry. Okay. And let's just switch that up a little bit. Okay. I like it. Hey, how about a little light on the subject? Aha. There we go. Okay, that's at Braun. You know what? The light, a pretty good price on the light. It was, I think it was $34. But I really needed another light. Okay, so we have the outer bearing right here. The races are already in place, but what we're going to do is slide this up on there. Give her a little boost. There she goes. Go ahead and slide that in place. It looks like the grease is going to go through this bearing and into the rear bearing, but I think before I put this all together with the bearing buddy on it, I think I'm just going to send some grease back to that. We'll grease it using that center grease fitting. We want to put our washer on next. There we go. Castle nut. Okay. There we go. All right. I like to tighten these up and give them a little spin just to make sure I get it seated back here. Okay, and I can't, of course you're not going to detect it with this here. When you got the tire on, that there's when you can detect the side plate. Really hard to detect it here. And it's hard to make it do it, you know, because you got so much going on. But boy, I'll tell you what, that's a nice, tight fit. I like it. Let's let's throw some of this grease in here. See what 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30. Well, look what's happening here. So in greasing this back through there, it's pushing the grease back out. So I'm really getting some good concentration of grease in those wheel bearings, which is what we like to see. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I put about, I don't know, 30, 35 shots of grease with my grease gun. Let's not forget to put our locking nut on here. I never used one of these. Apparently they're popular. I could see how it would work in keeping the bearing or the nut from turning out. Okay, good deal. Okay, next thing is to install our bearing buddy. Okay, here's our bearing buddy, and this installs on here. There we go. No damage to the bearing buddy and no damage to our hammer. That's the way we like it. Okay. Now, let's this bearing buddy should work its way out as we fill that cavity. Now, as I pump the grease in here, that bearing buddy that should come out to me, out to the outside here. I'm pressurizing that spring that's in there. And I heard a little bit of air there. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm gonna give her a turn here. Oh, look here, it's coming out the weep hole. There's your sign. It's coming out the weep hole. So we have her pretty well loaded up. You could hear the air coming out of it as well. Let me hit that again. Let me give it a pump or two and you'll see that, what I'm talking about here. See there? See it coming out of the weep hole? That's it, you're full. There's a good gauge to letting you know when this is full. And yes, it did move out here toward the end. These do have little caps that go over them, like so. Okay, we are full. And tell you what I like to do is, I like to keep these clean. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, maybe it doesn't matter, but I like to keep these clean. Keep that cleaned out there. All right, let's clean this off. There we go. Yeah, like I said, somebody took care of the trailer. I mean, did a nice job. Put the chrome-plated bearing buddies on it. So we know we're full. We'll put the cap. We'll put the cap back on. There we go. Okay. Looks like it's a done deal now. This company also sent all new lug nuts for it. Pretty cool. I like it. I will say this, that I'm a big believer in torquing lug nuts, and the reason is One time I was along the road, flat tire, a shop put on the wheels and tires for my vehicle at the time, and they torqued them down so tight I couldn't get them off. As I was turning them off, I was breaking the studs. So normally what I do is I use anywhere from 90 to 100 pounds, depending on the diameter of the stud and what they're calling for, and the wheel, of course, makes a difference too. So you follow manufacturer recommendations all the time, but these here, I'm probably going to go around 90 pounds on these here, on each one of them. I'll do the cross-hatch pattern whenever I torque them down. So, okay, if you have any questions, I'll leave them there. Don't forget my friends at Buy It, Break It, Fix It. And down there at the bottom, we want you to subscribe if you would be so kind. I'd appreciate that. And give me some comments on the video, and we're going to try to make them better. I'm up against a wall right here in my garage, so it's a little tough. But at any rate, don't forget to subscribe.